Greetings everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to do this video today and I'm just going to jump right into it. But before I start, I do want to give a shout out to all of my sisters that have been there from day one, part of my village, supporting me and engaging in my content. Thank you so much, and I have noticed that I have a few new subscribers and that is really exciting. I am so happy. Comment below if there's any discussions or topics or anything of that nature. Let me know if you guys are interested in vlogs. I do travel very often. I just came back from Hawaii. Was there for 3 months. I'm back in New York temporarily, but I am definitely working on documenting my journey. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I did say in my DIY video I was going to create, and it will just solely be about my experience with Yoni Steaming and just a little bit of brief information about what it is as well. Just a disclaimer, you guys, obviously I'm not a doctor. I am not advising you guys to do any of this. I would recommend that you do your own research, that you also consult your health practitioner if there's anything that you may be experiencing that's not normal with your vagina. Please do see a doctor. This is an alternative method helping to aid or treat certain conditions that we do experience. So be wise, okay? Do your research and don't listen to anything or take anything that I say, to the heart. It's not necessarily your truth, it's my truth. So I'm just expressing my truth to you guys and sharing it with you, so hopefully I can help someone else, okay? As you all know, I always have a cup of tea when I'm doing my videos. So here I have some nettle and sage tea. If you guys want to grab your cup, go right ahead. Okay, first and foremost, let's start off with the word yoni. What does it mean? In Sanskrit, yoni means sacred place, okay? It is what encompasses your womb, your vagina, and all of the reproductive organs, okay? It is the sacred place where we bring forth life, okay? It is a portal, it is magic, it is the life force which women carry, okay? And it's very sacred. And I start with that because when we hear the word yoni, we should associate it with something sacred. When we hear the word vagina, we should associate it with something sacred. And so yoni as a sacred place, I think kind of sets the tone for how we should be utilizing this practice. Yoni steaming has been a huge trend lately. A lot of women are practicing yoni steaming weekly or every other day, or going to get the service done at a spa. And I just want to let you guys know that it's important to realize that you're dealing with something that is very sensitive, right? So your vagina is very sensitive. I wouldn't recommend anyone to do vaginal steaming that often. I believe that it's very, very important, especially when you're doing something that's new, to start off very slow in the beginning. Some of you may have certain conditions such as endometriosis, fibroids, heavy bleeding, or a lot of different conditions that yoni steaming can aid you in treating. However, that's not the only practice that you have to do in order to see real results. And I say that because I see a lot of people posting about the benefits and how it heals you. Like this is actually going to be the thing that heals you, this condition. But the reality is you have to also do other things to help, remove or completely cleanse you from whatever it is you're suffering. And a lot of the times, some of these conditions can be due to emotional issues. And I believe that yoni steaming is a practice that is very holistic. You have to also incorporate the mind, the spirit, and the body so that you can get the results that you're looking for. Now, just to give you a brief history, yoni steaming has been around for centuries. It is an indigenous practice that medicine women of all parts of the world, Africa, Asia, Central America, all of these women have been practicing Yoni Steaming for various reasons. I do encourage you to do your research on whichever region that you're interested in knowing about. However, scientists today have not been able to prove that Yoni Steaming is actually effective. Now, what I can do is share with you guys my personal experience, and I think a lot of women have been doing that to prove like this is something that is actually effective and is something that is helping us to reconnect to our wombs and to tune into our feminine energy and be able to take our power back and just heal on a different level. So for me, I actually learned about Yoni Steaming a few years ago. This woman that I followed on YouTube, her name was Alopecia Jazz. I'm gonna tag her or put her information in the description below. I can't remember exactly what her name was, but she did a video about BV. She was suffering from BV for years, and she created this solution, and what she used was a basin with some warm water and apple cider vinegar, okay? If I'm not mistaken, she might have used sea salt as well, but what she would do with that is actually submerge her vagina in it. And it's very similar to doing, like taking a bath, right? If you really think about it. It's similar to that. So this was pretty much submerging the vagina in the bowl, right? And that's how she cured her BV. So back then, I struggled with these sort of infections, BV, yeast infections. They were reoccurring, and I remember going to the doctors and being prescribed these antibiotics and medication that wasn't helping. If anything, it was causing the reoccurrence of the issue. So I started to look up holistic alternatives, and when I came across her video, I was like, this is interesting. I've never seen anything like this before. And so I went ahead and I actually tried it, and it worked. That was the first time that I ever tried Yoni Steaming or something similar to the facts. So this is like, for me, a real experience that I took on for some time, and I also felt very compelled to continue this practice because I knew that I needed to listen to myself, listen to my body, and really tune inward in order to heal on the level that I wanted to heal on and not rely on these doctors solely. Also identifying the root of the problem. A lot of times we have issues and we don't really engage in what it is that's causing the issue. It's just more of like, I want to get rid of it. And I think when you actually sit and you take the time and energy to invest in yourself to figure out what you're doing that you have to eliminate in your life in order to remove this condition, it's vital, you know. So that was something that I did, and I realized that, you know, my eating, I realized my sexual hygiene, all these things affected the flora of my vagina. So I had to learn how to, you know, increase my cleanliness and also the things I'm consuming, whether it's what I'm eating or what I'm watching, what I'm listening to, or the energy that I'm around. All these things played a part. So that was what really helped me to improve my conditions. And today, Yoni Steaming for me, I've used not only to regulate, you know, my vaginal flora and helping to cleanse, also releasing certain energies. You know, I use it as a spiritual cleanse as well. And it's not something that's done often, but once every 2 weeks is enough. You know, even once a month sometimes is enough. You just have to listen to what your body's needs are and don't necessarily go off of what everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's very important that you tap in, tune into yourself when you're doing something like this. And I also want to let you guys know that some of the things, of course, that people are saying Yoni Steaming has healed them from, some of the conditions, endometriosis, fibroids, it helps with menopause, postpartum, it helps with, you know, heavy bleeding or irregular menstrual cycles, it helps with infertility. It helps with infections, with BV, yeast infections. So there's a full list of things that Yoni Steaming has been helping aid women in. And also emotional baggage. Another thing when it comes to emotional baggage, I think that's important is the energies that we are holding in our wombs, stagnant energy, and wanting to release that, soul ties, wanting to release all of the emotional, traumatic experiences that we may have gone through. It aids in also doing that as well. And you have to be very intentional when you're steaming. It's not something that you would just do because you want to tighten your vagina or because you want your vagina to be wet, which that is definitely a reason for why people do it, right? For sexual pleasure, which is not an issue. But be intentional about it, whatever it is. Make sure you are actually feeding that throughout the body, the mind. That's the type of energy that you want to push through while you are sitting on your seat. I encourage you guys to do research about when you shouldn't Yoni steam as well. Continue to look into holistic wellness and holistic healing, and just do your research. Like I said, do your research, ask questions, connect with other women in different environments and communities that are also into these type of alternative healing methods, and just go from there. But more than anything, I definitely wish all of you women a happy, healthy yoni, vagina, whatever you want to call it, and that we continue to put ourselves first, put our healing first, put our bodies first. My memory is actually full on the camera, so I have to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful to some degree. And if there's anything more that you would like to know, just let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you ladies soon. Peace, love, and light to all of you.